Is Mike Tyson really going to fight Logan Paul? Welcome to the Weekend Hustle. It is actually 80 degrees here in Texas on Christmas Day. So I was online the other day, I'm sure like most people were, and I saw that Mike Tyson and the Logan Paul fight is actually going to happen. So from everything that I've seen, this should be happening like in February, I believe. Like, come on now. Mike Tyson, everybody knows, is a legendary fighter. I'm not even a huge boxing guy. I know very little about boxing. But everybody knows the name Mike Tyson. Why he would even give Logan Paul a chance, I'm not even sure. So here is 2 reasons why Logan Paul is not going to win this fight. Reason 1, he is not a real boxer. Reason 2, he is not a real boxer. So I would classify Logan Paul as an amateur fighter at best. At best. He doesn't even deserve a shot to fight Mike Tyson. So we all know the only reason Logan Paul gets to fight is for money. Everybody wants to see him lose. Alright, so I kind of see it as, you know how you're kind of just joking around with your friends. You know, how much would you take to get in the ring with Mike Tyson? Right? I think I've probably said it before. I'll stand in the ring with Mike Tyson for $1 million. This is kind of how I see this going. And the only chance Logan Paul would have is if there's something in their contract that says that you can't knock him out, and it has to go all, I don't even know how many rounds they fight. 8, 10, alright? That would be the only reason Logan Paul survives this fight. Logan Paul stood in there with Floyd Mayweather for I don't know how many rounds. If you watch the fight, you could see that he was holding on to him so he wouldn't fall over. Alright, a lot of boxers do, but he was definitely holding on so he wouldn't get knocked out. But there's a big difference between getting hit by Floyd Mayweather and getting hit by Mike Tyson. Right? I'm not a boxing expert, but I would have to assume there's a big difference between what is he, like a flyweight versus Mike Tyson, who's a heavyweight. There's going to be a big difference in that. I'm taking those kind of punches. And I don't think Logan Paul has ever actually fought anybody his actual size. This has to be an embarrassment to all professional boxers out there, right? All those boxers that actually work their way up through the amateurs, work their way up to get championship fights, and then Logan Paul just comes in and calls somebody out and gets a fight. Like, that should not happen. I gotta give it to him though, that Logan Paul, he used his social media influence to get these fights. Knowing that he's not a real boxer and he can never work his way up through the amateurs to actually fight any of these actually good fighters. It's pretty smart on his part. Plus he's gonna be laughing all the way to the bank. So my prediction for this fight, if it were a real fight, I would be predicting a knockout. But since I think Logan Paul has it written in the contract somewhere that he cannot be knocked out, I'm going to say that this fight is going to go all the way. So however many rounds it is, 8, 10, 12, I predict it's going to go all the way. Tyson's going to win. So has anybody actually seen any of Mike Tyson's recent training videos? The guy's a beast. Like, there's no way Logan Paul is gonna make it the whole way if it wasn't for that contract, which I assume that's what's gonna happen. But I don't know that for sure. But I think if this were an actual real fight, Mike Tyson would kill Logan Paul in the ring, like literally kill him in the ring, like the Russian versus Apollo Creed, kill him in the ring. That's what I see. So, what do you think? Like, what's your fight prediction? Leave it in the comments. I want to see what everybody else thinks out there, right? Because I know that I'm not the only one. And if there are any Logan Paul fans out there that think he's gonna win, go ahead and post down there also. I want to see what your reasoning is. Why do you think he's gonna beat Mike Tyson? Besides the fact that he's like 50 something years old, which I believe has no impact on this fight. So leave a comment.